All right, welcome back to another AI finance session. I'm Arif Gilany here in Toronto, Canada. Thank you, all of you who put your trust in us. Those who opened an account, and I know 100% of you are making money, so it gives me peace of mind to promote this company with a confidence that I've never had. So stay to the end of this video and you will get a chance, an opportunity, an invite to an exclusive membership session that is going to change your life and your family. Some of my cousins I haven't talked to in 50 years, 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, but everybody needs money like they need air. What we do at AI Finance, we show people how to make more money. How is that? It's by using some robotics. Who's behind it? How does it go? What are the products is what's going to be discussed with the presentation. But before we get there, those of you who have an account, make sure you log in daily into your account and make sure that you are checking out constantly the English Aurum channel on Telegram that has all of these posts and videos, things, the past performance and everything else that you need. All of the videos that you need to do your presentation is here. For example, here we can find Andrew Isaac, another CEO of the executive.
Right now, I mean, one thing I'm focused on is really like on our new products launch, the Nero, which are non-custodial agentic AI, and then making sure as we scale that we have like the right support in place. That's a place a lot of companies fail when they scale so quickly, right? You don't have like the support infra behind. So really, I'd say primarily covering those two. In the way we structured from a sales perspective, it's actually pretty easy to manage. We're really focusing on those two, and then the dev side on the product side are so well encompassed in their own teams. From an appealing perspective, you're sitting there, okay, you've got whatever 10,000 USDT sitting in your wallet, right? You can use your card, but that's also generating you a 20-25% return.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, that's why customers are so sticky.
That's the key.
Oh, so now every day that you open that, you're seeing profits just coming in, right? And so our real strength is like our trading algos behind that.
That was one of the videos by Andrew Isaac. Again, there's so many videos of this company.
Start with Aurum, client or partner. You choose your path. Aurum is a next-generation ecosystem combining AI trading, AI agents, digital banking, crypto payments, tokenized real-world assets, and global financial infrastructure inside one platform. Step 1. Register via your upline's referral link, top up your balance, and activate your annual subscription. Full ecosystem access unlocked. Step 2. Choose your product. EXAI Bot, EXAI Pro, Zeus AI Bot, Nero Quantum Alpha, or RWA Gold. Step 3. Launch your product, track results in real time, reinvest and grow. Step 4. Order for your Aurum Infinity card. Top up from USDT, pay via Apple Pay and Google Pay. No banks, no middlemen. Full control. Step 5. If you're growing as a partner, attend presentations, webinars, and duplicate the system. 2 ways to grow: as a client focused on your own capital, or as a partner, building a global network with unlimited earning potential. Need help? Contact your upline or reach out to Aurum support.
Well, here we are building this incredible network with this incredible company. As you can see, all of the videos are there for you to download them, to upload them, to show them, to share them, and hear this presentation. If you haven't seen the whole presentation, make sure you stay. But today is also a very special day. I wanted to introduce you to this sign. It says, no matter how big and how tall I get, I will always look up to my dad. This my daughter wrote when she was 9 years old. Today, she is 22. So congratulations. Happy birthday, Zara Gilany. Welcome to Aurum Foundation. She already has an account. It is reactivated and it is performing as such. So those of you who have an account, you know that if you put 100 to 249, you get 10.5%. Paul will go through all of this presentation in detail. And if you have 5,000, you get 14%. And if you have 10,000, you get 15%. And if you have a 25,000 investment in this, I will show you how to make $1,000 a week, which most people think it's fabulous, it's phenomenal, it's so good they don't believe it. And that is why we are here showing you all of the ins and outs before we even show you what we do. So on other hand, in Telegram, there are some special neobank. You can get your Visa here. If you open up the account, it's going to go to your account directly, and it'll ask you to sign in. So you can sign in to go back to your Aurum new bank. There are also other channels, English official Aurum, the notifications, how to connect your notification of Aurum to your account and to your Telegram is very simple. Without showing you any information here, I will go to the material. There are so many materials here. You can take educational materials, you can take videos. All of these are how-tos of this, how to register, how to top up, how to withdraw. As you can see, the full collection of all of the videos are here for you. So we saw how to do it. Now let's see how you can withdraw. Just a simple video. You click on it and you play. All right. So Aurum Foundation, again, withdrawal, how you withdraw from Aurum, profits from Aurum Foundation. You go to your dashboard. It's an example of 4,080 withdraw. You always use USDC. In this case, it's a USDT. That's why it's try on 20. You put the amount, you click withdraw, and it goes right to your wallet. From that wallet, you can take it, put it into your account. As you can see, the account balance was adjusted. So with that, without further ado and without letting you wait any longer, I want to take you to my rich uncle's presentation and show you how you can profit from AI finance, head to toe, A to Z, all of it in one single place, because no matter what you do for work, you're always looking to make money. As I mentioned in the beginning, money is not everything, but it's very high up there with air. He's probably going to show you a video first, and from that video, we will start the presentation with Rich Uncle. So I recommend you watch Rich Uncle's presentation every single day. It happens at 3 p.m. Now, 3 p.m. Toronto Standard Time. We also have 11 o'clock. We also have 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock is the big boss. He really has set the global pace. He makes most money than any other person in this company. In one single year so far, he's built up a company that pays him about $1.5 million. And you watch and you show, he's never going to say, it's me make it. He always knows. I know people, and I really know people that are making a lot of money here by helping you grow your business, by helping you, holding your hand. This is not about me. This is not just my business. This is your business as much as it's mine. We all get the same opportunity. We all get the same Brian Benson. We all get the same Aurum Foundation. We all get the same Aurum accounts. We all get the same percentages based on our own deposits. So if you are looking for a level playing field, if you're looking for happy customers, if you're looking for heaven, this is it. Because I haven't seen any other company whose all of whose customers are making money and are happy to refer other people. This is like a restaurant that you really like and you recommend friends and family. Last weekend, we went to Niagara Falls. Where do I go? A restaurant that I really know and like, and go back there. Imagine every time you go back to a restaurant, you get paid for going there, a percentage of your own spending and then percentage of spending of all of the customers that you send over there. In years and years, all of them will be eating there and they will pay their fees and you get paid on that. Aurum Foundation is exactly the same. All of the happy customers recommend their friends and family, and everybody makes money together. I know it's hard for you to believe, but I've proven it. Probably Hugh Paul is going to talk about it. And thank you for Hugh Paul for recognizing all of our efforts. And yesterday, he talked about how hard we're working, especially with the Morgan Gilany group, with Young Powers Associate of USA. We're cross-border business development experts. Any business that you like to develop, we'll be here to hold your hand, to show you the way. We have years and years of experience. You can make your own mistakes, or you can actually and indeed join us and use our experience, because there's two ways to learn: one, through your own experience; two, through the experience of other people. So let's go check him out. Mr. Hugh Paul himself is live, and I'm very proud to choose this man as my next mentor. So let's go see him out.
Scalable and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launched Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Well, a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning to some of you guys. I see guys on tonight from India and also the Emirates. Has it gone past midnight over there? I'm not sure. India definitely has. And we had a great call earlier today. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 5th call today, and one more after this. That's 6 Zooms today. And you guys have chosen to join this one. 169 of you. And thank you for attending. We're here just to examine the opportunity known as Aurum Foundation. I don't work for the company. I'm not paid to present this information. I'm just here to share my own thoughts and opinions, my views, and they're entirely my own. I would highly recommend to seek professional advice before undertaking any business venture. Doesn't matter what it is. Always speak to someone in that industry. Speak to someone with knowledge, so you can make an informed decision. So. With that said, let me just share some of the information that I've been privileged to over the last few months. I'm not here to give any financial advice. I'm just here to share some of the things that have been shared with me, actually. And I've had the opportunity to speak to the CEO. I've had an opportunity to speak to the COO. I've had an opportunity to speak to the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, and many of their customers as well. Have given very favorable reports about what you're about to see today. When we look at the legal and corporate structure, it's quite interesting. On the slide here, you can see 3 entities. The neobank out of Europe, the investment LLC from the Emirates, and we can see the foundation from Hong Kong. There is one piece missing, and that's the latest edition, which is the license acquired in Canada, of all places. And whilst they may not be ready to do business right there right now, it's certainly the first steps to creating a customer base or a consumer base in that region. First of all, now that the license has been attained, I assume the next thing they'll probably do is look for offices, and then with the instructions of their lawyers, they will move forward into the industry, into the marketplace. And that would be the doorstep to all, I suppose, of North America at some point in time. So that's quite interesting. It's a progressive company. It's growing quite nicely. It's the CEO is from United States, although it is not a U.S. company. You can't really. It's probably a global company is the best way to describe it. On the left hand of the screen, we've got Leonardo from Sao Paulo in Brazil, South American, and this gentleman worked at government with blockchain projects, and it was Brian Benson that appointed him the CEO of the Aurum exchange. There will be 2 exchanges. Right now there is one. It's the centralized exchange, but the decentralized, the DEX, will be rolled out in the near future. And Leonardo is the gentleman to deal with that. He's a humble guy. He's not a sales type, really technical, I suppose, but a very nice gentleman. I spent a few days with this man, trying to understand what he was wanting to achieve and how he was going about that. Al Risky, I know, does the presentations in Indonesia. I never met the guy, although I was in a venue where he was, but he was just too busy. The people look around this man for selfies and photographs and conversations. I missed the opportunity to speak to the director of strategies. Nicholas Kelland, I did have him on a Zoom from Australia, a very intelligent man. He's head of partnerships. I know that Brent and Tobias, I met Brent in person, but these guys deal with our high net worth individuals, our higher clients, those that are, I suppose you would deem as VC level, venture capitalist level, I suppose $5 million plus accounts. These guys do represent Aurum around the world stages of blockchain events, as does the CEO, Brian Benson. But it's great to have this talent on the VC advisory board. In terms of African relations, they've got the ex-deputy finance minister from Sierra Leone. Yes, Gary held that title. A great gentleman, a man with a lot of experience, and he is the CEO of another company called Clink Mining. We have Nick Patel on the right-hand side of your screen. Nick is the real-world asset, the RWA relationship advisor with 25 years experience in global finance, of Indian origin, no doubt, and maybe 2nd or 3rd generation. He is the CEO of another company called Bank of Bullion. But this talent has come to Aurum in a corporate capacity to roll out some of their products. But of course, when you hear Bank of Bullion and Clink Mining, you can put together the idea that this company is offering products in the gold arena, 24 karat, 999 pure gold bullion, and you can learn more about that later. But the main man is Brian Benson, from the United States, did his schooling in California, went to university over in Santa Barbara, left university, went straight into the banking fraternity, into the banking world, and he became a trader at Morgan Stanley Bank. Great reputation, did very well there. But when he departed from the traditional banking world, he moved into Web3. He moved into cryptocurrency, and he became the marketing director for Binance. He held the region of Central and South America, known as LATAM, Latin America. He opened all of those markets for Binance. This guy was the guy that did the due diligence for Binance. He had to do the regulations and the regulatory compliances. This man has a lot of experience. He's very, very famous. Binance did, what was it, $1 billion in revenue in 6 months. That was faster than Microsoft. That was faster than Apple. That was faster than Tesla. And this gentleman on the screen, the CEO of Aurum Opportunity, generated almost 20% of that revenue from the region that he operated. When you Google him, you'll find him everywhere, and for good reason. There are images here when he's much younger. There are images of him as he appears today. So that tells us there's history. There's history with this man. This man is successful. This man is well known. This man is appreciated. This man is held in high regard. Aurum have provided information that Forbes were happy to report on Forbes, saying that Aurum provides institutional grade trading, which was excellent. And also, they invited Brian Benson at one point to their finance council. Again, a very high accolade for the CEO to be in the finance council. The other part, which was quite interesting, was the Visa card. When you see Aurum and Visa on the same branded card, that tells you again that the issuing bank has done its due diligence. It's happy to promote Aurum. It's happy to do business and supply services to the Aurum community. This is an exceptional product. It's a cryptocurrency card where you can convert your USDT to fiat currencies and have the ability to spend cryptocurrency right around the planet. An exceptional product, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But again, in terms of due diligence, I assume that the issuing bank has done its due diligence. They obviously know who Brian Benson is. They obviously know who the directors are. I'm sure they've checked their accounts. I'm sure they've checked out Aurum to a high regard in terms of licensing and other requirements. And that would give a lot of people a lot of confidence in around the platform. Brian Benson did travel the world last year. He was at the Token 2049. This is a live event attended by 25,000 people. He was on stage, as was the CEO of Binance, Mr. Richard Tang. Richard and Brian would be friends. They actually worked together in Binance. Richard got the CEO job, and many people are very, very happy about that, because had Mr. Brian Benson taken the CEO role, then we may not be having this conversation today. But a man held in high regard. He spoke right around the world at every major conference. He represented at the what they call the Finance Week or the Blockchain Week in the Emirates. He spoke in Abu Dhabi, spoke in Dubai. He's been interviewed by Cointelegraph, by Benzingo, by Forbes. We read an article on Forbes written as well. I think Brian Benson closed a $12 million VC, venture capitalist, into the Aurum project at one point. Now also, Wendy O, a very, I suppose, notorious social media expert, again, an influencer, has interviewed Brian Benson. This is something I would highly recommend that you listen to this interview to hear the type of questions that she posed to Mr. Benson. And again, what's also equally important is how did Mr. Benson answer these questions? And I found that a very interesting interview, and would give you some clarity or some indication of how this man thinks and what his dreams and ambitions are to achieve it. If you were on just a little bit earlier, you may have seen the 10-year roadmap that Mr. Brian Benson prepared, casting his vision for certain numbers. It's a video I would have played prior to this event, and quite interesting to see the vision of a man like this. Again, we see him here on the second seat from the right. Brian Benson from Aurum sitting no less beside Sebastian Borget, who's the co-founder and the COO of Sandbox. Now, if you don't know Sandbox, why not Google that? And also co-founder of 1inch. If you don't know what 1inch is, please go and Google that, and you'll find that Brian Benson is considered on this panel of expertise, and he does this right around the world. So we see a CEO who's not afraid to be exposed, or a CEO who's happy to put himself in the middle of expertise. He's out there strutting his stuff. He's out there beating his drum. He's out there looking for partnerships. He's out there looking for liquidity providers. He's out there building the Aurum brand. And what a fantastic job he did in 2025. And again, he was invited to the Satoshi Round Table. And here we see him with his arm around the billionaire. CZ, this is the founder of Binance. And when we see this image, we know now that this is the real Brian Benson. This is a man of reputation, a man of character, a man of skill, a man of purpose. And certainly, I can't imagine be anybody better to fulfill the role of CEO of this particular company. But guess what came recently? Again, coming from Morgan Stanley, we had Andrew Isaacs join as Chief Operating Officer, COO. Now, maybe Aurum, I find, would be a little bit small for this man, because if you look at his statistics, 18 years in investment banking. But this man has operated funds in the region of $23 billion. Now, according to reports, Aurum is trading somewhere between 200 million and $600 million. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. Between 200 and $600 million. This guy has been managing funds of $23 billion. And that's why I think Aurum's a tiny little acorn in this man's library. And he's obviously, you can see here again, $2 billion in digital assets, a great asset to this company. So when we look at the infrastructure and the talent inside the company, I think it's very well poised to do great things in the industry. Again, the Canadian license, which was not mentioned on the first screen. Here we can see the Aurum Canadian registry with the company number, BC 1571382. We can see that it's reflected in the registry in the office at North Vancouver. And again, a lot of transparency here when this company is navigating these difficult waters of regulation. The cryptocurrency industry is currently being regulated. It's had very positive, I suppose, reviews in the United States recently. I think the Trump administration has looked very favorably on that industry. There's other countries, of course, where they're against it. Countries like China banned Bitcoin, for instance. So really, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but the regulations will be determined in your own regions. I believe that once this company accepts fiat payments, pounds, euro, dollar, yen, dirham, once they start accepting fiat currency, then the regulation gear goes up a notch. They will be requiring, I suppose, ID documents, utility bills, anti-money laundering. All of that will come into play once they move into the fiat payment solutions. As of now, they're only accepting cryptocurrency payments, and that just puts a little bit of distance between the regulatory involvements at this point in time. But it is coming, and Brian Benson has navigated these waters before with Binance, and I think he's well poised to handle it as they grow in size. Let's move away from the company. We've heard enough about that. Let's talk now about some of the product ranges. They've developed a point-of-sale terminal. I had the fortune to test this machine. I can tell you the truth, it did not look like this. That's a beautiful image. It was more like the traditional one we would see in the shops, but I did use the machine. I tapped my card on it. It worked instantly and very, very well. It worked actually wirelessly. Mr. Benson took it out of his briefcase and asked me to do a transaction. It was only $1. I tried. And of course, it reflected on my own bank statement. And I was happy to see that this operated. Now, why would anybody be excited about this? Well, this is no ordinary machine. Every business and merchant has one of these, but not this type. Why? Because this one accepts cryptocurrency payments in addition to the traditional fiat payments. And a great product, if you were the person that put that into a facility, into a shop, your digital wallet is attached to the software. And my understanding is that when this rolls out, every transaction through the blockchain on account of your introduction to a merchant, you're going to get a tiny micropayment with every transaction. And I think that could be a very exciting product going forward. The ATM machines will be two-way, crypto in for cash out, or cash in like a vending machine, and you will get crypto sent to your digital wallet. The exchange has been up and running since November 2025. I believe it has operated without a single glitch. I've never heard of any glitches on it, even though it is in public beta test. There's private beta testing, there's public beta testing. Public when it's out there to be used, to be tested before it goes into its full launch. What's interesting about this platform, Mr. Brian Benson is going to offer 50% of the commissions generated on this exchange back to the community that use it. Now that's exceptional. Think about Binance. Binance did $1 billion in 6 months. Imagine Binance said, hey guys, we've done great. We've done $1 billion. We're a unicorn. We'd like to give $500 million back to you. Is that likely? I don't think so. Mr. Benson has out of the box thought, wow, what if we could attract the customers that when the business is generated, we offer 50% back to the community. And I think that's going to be a great catalyst when this goes live. It's not in its full glory. It's not in its full branding right now, but it does work. And I'm told it works perfectly without any glitches. So there you go. And that's since November last year. So it's been running for quite a while. They do have a liquidity staking product on it where you could enjoy 17 to 20% on your money. I mean, you're not going to get that in any bank. You're not going to get that in real estate. You're not going to get that in gold. We're talking about 17 to 20% a year on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. And for those of you that may have some of those coins sitting in a wallet, sitting on an exchange, doing nothing, just lying idle, this would be one opportunity where you can stake it here and enjoy additional free XRP, free Bitcoin added to your account daily. The other good thing about it is my assumption, which was wrong, was that you had to stake it for a certain period, like 30 days or 6 months or 1 year. Well, I was totally wrong. You can stake it for 1 day if you wish and remove both your profit and your principal at any time without lock-in. So I thought that was a very, very attractive proposal for traditional business owners. I'd like you now to listen to Mr. Brian Benson himself for just a minute. This is part of a longer interview. I was able to grab part of this because some of the sound bites are quite interesting. I'd like you to listen to this with purpose. I'd like you to listen with it as though you had to repeat it to me after it's over. It lasts 1 or 2 minutes. Listen to it as though you had to say, tell me back exactly what this man's about to say.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's, hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
Okay, so what I grabbed from that was number one, he's done this before. Yes, and he certainly did with Binance. He saw lots of people becoming very, very wealthy as that organization grew. But what he also said there at the end was, what we have at Aurum is very similar to when I started at Binance. He's starting to feel that energy, that growth, that feeling he has that Aurum could potentially be a Binance in the future. I don't think he really wants to compete with him. He's doing a lot of different things than Binance did. Binance do have an affiliate program. Binance do have staking products. Binance has a payment facility. So that is in common. I'm not sure if they offer staking, but there are many, many more products. I don't think Binance do ATM machines, point of sale terminals, AI agent trading bots. I'm not sure about all of that. So there's quite a library. And of course, they also do gold products here, and they do real estate, and that's going to be launched next month in in Turkey between the 15th and the 19th of July at a land event in Turkey. There's going to be the launch of a real world asset to do with real estate. Very, very, very interesting. I just spent a week with the founder of that company. In fact, last week I was in Tunisia with him for a whole week, learning more about that project. It sounds very, very interesting. And tomorrow, please, why don't you put it in your diary for a very important update coming tomorrow? There may be some additional places available to qualify for this event, and you need to be on guard. You need to be fast. You need to take action if you'd like to have a contribution towards your flights, your accommodation, and everything paid for those that qualify. And that should be coming up tomorrow, Wednesday. So get details about that and get your team on that. And I'd also advise you to be there early. It'll be sold out at 1,000 places. That call will be full. And if you come late, you're only wasting your time. It'll start on time, and you'll not get into the room when it's sold out. So that's just a little bit of a tip for you. Now, in terms of getting involved with the platform, there is a subscription. It's just $20 for the whole year. I look at $20 like 4 cups of coffee. What business could you start for $20? Very few. This business involves you don't need any staff. You don't require to pay any salaries or wages. You don't require any insurance. You're not required to rent any properties. You have little or no overhead. Maybe just a phone bill and an internet connection is all you need to be successful here. And please don't treat it like a $20 business. There is nobody that I know of presently that would take $20 for this business that they started, because when you understand the product range and the potential here, it's a very valuable business for most of the affiliates that I've been speaking to. Now, this $20 is an annual subscription. It's a bit like paying for the gym membership, where you can use the running machine, the rowing machine, the weightlifting equipment. You can use the sauna or the steam room when you pay your subscription. Same here. The subscription here gives you access to the Aurum product range. You could use any or all of those at your own discretion. You would have to put a distance between promoting this website, which you can do. You can promote YouTube, you can promote Amazon, you can promote Apple products. There's no problem. You can promote this, but you would not be licensed or regulated to sell financial services, and you would not be regulated or licensed to make any, any promises in terms of return on investments and things like that. So you have to be very, very careful about that. But you certainly can promote a website, and once a customer pays that subscription to the company, then they are dealing directly with the company from there on. It's the company that supply the products, not you. So please make that distance that you're only promoting a $20 website. You're not selling financial services, because in some of the product ranges that we're going to talk about, I mean, we talked about ATM machines, we talked about staking products, we talked about gold, we talked about Visa cards, we talked about an exchange. There are other digital products as well, and this, I'm told, is the best one. It's called the EXAI bot, or the XAI bot, however you want to say that. This product's been around since 2023. It's more than 3 years old, and it shows that it's been sustainable for those 3 years. We were able to see results from the trading activity conducted back in 2023. We saw all of that year because the first deposit to this product was in the 11th of January in 2023. We were able to see the results of 24. We were able to see the results of 25, and the results now of 2026. On average, this product is doing about 17.5% for the company. Again, that's not for you. You're not going to get that. But that's what the management team, the trading team is doing on a regular basis. They've had ups and down months in their early years. Back in 2023, they were up and down. They had like maybe 1 month they did 18%. The next month they only did 12. The next month they did 17. The month after they dropped down to 9%. So it was kind of rocky, but still positive at the same time. But since they paid for what I understand is called the Bloomberg link, once they paid Bloomberg for that link to the AI, the results became much more smoother. And I may have a slide here. Yes, I do. I can see here from January 25. You can see the results: 15%, 17, 17, 17, 17, 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 17, 17. Now, back in 23, that would have been 18, 12, 17, 9, 18, 14%. You know, it was up and down, very inconsistent but positive. The Bloomberg feed has helped immensely with the AI, deep learning, machine learning, and all the other data. The longer it runs, the better it performs, the more data it can rely on. A new product wouldn't have the data to rely on because it has to do sometimes. So when you see a technology like this that's been in the marketplace for 3 years and remained positive, there is a likelihood that could continue. Again, those percentages are not for you. That's what the company operates at. What you might get would be determined by your account and how you feel about it. So let's say you wanted to try $100 to test this product, anywhere between $100 and $249. Those accounts are enjoying benefits to the tune of 10% a month or thereabouts. It's not fixed. They don't use leverage trading. It's what's known as spot or high frequency spot trading only. And I think that's how they've maintained its consistency. For those of you that can manage between $249 and $999 as a deposit in your own account, those accounts are benefiting in around 11% each month. For those that can do 1,000 to 2,500, those guys are getting 12% a month. And you can see yourself, the larger the deposit, the better the potential rewards for that account would be. I have a number of questions. When I first saw this, I wanted to know, how does the company make money if they're paying out these serious rewards? And the answer's on the screen. If the company does 17.5%, and let's say you were enjoying 10%, the company gets that spread. They get that difference. So I called a friend of mine who's been in the trading industry for many, many years, and I asked him, how do these things work? How does a trading team or a technology team split the profits with a customer? Because the customer's supplying the money and the company's providing the technology. And I was told that it's usually 60-40 for small customers. You can negotiate 70-30, where you get 70% and the company take 30% for its work and efforts. And I've been told that the big concern, the banks, the VCs, those accredited investors, they can negotiate 80-20. So they get 80% of the profits, giving the trading team just a 20%. So it seems to be a profit split is the norm for this kind of industry. And I think that applies to Forex trading and also to cryptocurrency trading. Now, back to this. If you were enjoying 10%, therefore the company makes that 7% on your account every month. If you're getting 11%, the company enjoys 6. If you're getting 12%, the company makes 5. If you're getting 13, the company makes 4. So in every instance, the company is remaining positive and positive cash flow. It's very, very important that the company remains solvent, the company remains profitable. It has to be win-win-win. It can't just be a one-sided thing. So I was happy with that answer. My next question to the company was, well, can you take these profits out that you're getting? And they said, yes. And I said, yes, what? And they said, yes, you can. And I said, well, when can you take these profits out? They said, whenever you wish. And I said, if I wanted to take my profit out every day, could I do that? They said, yes, absolutely. And then I asked, well, what do you guys charge to take away the profits, to remove the profits? Because I've seen platforms charge 7%, 9%, even 10%. And they said, no, that wouldn't be real. We charge 1%. Obviously, they have a tech team, they have an administration team, they have an accountancy team. They have to close down trades. They have to move funds around. There is costs, and they charge 1%. I thought that was very, very, very fair. So, again, I have to say I was quite impressed with that. I thought the numbers were quite big. I was able to see a couple of accounts. Here's one with $500, and this one jumped up to 882. You can see here in the oval shape. This account jumped from $500 to 882 in a period of just 5 months. Now you might say, well, that's not a lot of money. Well, no, it's not. $382 of profit in 5 months. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but I can tell you, it's exceptional. How do I know? To calculate the percentage profit, you take that profit element of $382, you place it on top of the original deposit, which was 500. You then divide that 500 into the top number, the 382 profit. That gives you the percentage when you multiply it by 100. So if we do the maths here, 382 of profit on a $500 account represents 76%. In 5 months, tell me this. Where in the world could you buy any property that would make 76% in 5 months? Could you buy a property in your country, let's say hypothetically for $100,000, and sell it 5 months later for $176,000 consistently? You won't get it in real estate. You certainly won't get 76% in any bank that I know of. You will not get 76% in the gold or oil industry. 76% for a very small account like that, I think, is exceptional. And of course, you can start with a lot less than that. So we were pleased. This is customer data that was shared with us. And again, this is not financial advice. We're just showing you. We're just being as transparent as we can be to show you the results of an active customer's account. The next account we got our hands on was a larger customer account. This account was funded with $10,000 initially. And that date, you can see again with the red arrows pointing on the left-hand side on the 10th of April last year. Now, when we look here at the balance, is now 12,360. And if you look in the green, it says active. The active profit generated here was 2,360. So the customer put in 10,000. They made $2,360. And I know what your question is. Your question is, well, how long did it take to go from 10,000 to 12,360? The answer to that question is on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. With the red arrows pointing, you'll see here, it was the 16th of May. So let's go to the left-hand side. This account was funded on the 10th of April. From the 10th of April to the 10th of May is 1 month. And from the 10th of May to the 16th is 6 more days. Allow me to call that 5 weeks. This account made 23% in 5 weeks. Phenomenal. After 10 weeks, the same account made an additional $3,000. It jumped from 12 up to 15,000. 2 weeks later, it went up to $17,000. And after 4 months, this particular account doubled. I'm not here to say yours will do the same. I don't know. You have to measure like for like, the timing, the marketplace. But what I do know is that this customer has turned on the reinvestment button. What does that mean? Let me explain. When you take an account with this company, this button is in the off position. What does that mean? Well, that means that your profit generated goes to your account for withdrawal purposes every day, to take it out, withdraw. However, by your own prerogative, if you decide to turn this button on, you're telling the system that you don't want that profit. You're happy that the profit remains inside Binance with that principal amount to trade tomorrow for you. So profit and principal working together, not just the profit. That is known as compounding effect. You can Google it, you can YouTube it to understand the effects of, you could make up something. Show me the effects of 1% daily compounding. Now, this is not 1%. This is more closer to maybe 0.5% or 0.3% daily. But just to give you an idea, check out what the effects of a 1% compounding would do to an account. It's sensational. It's Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world, and this is something the banks and the big guys have been enjoying all our days. But the little consumer out there never gets access to these type of products. And when I thought AI was working against us, I thought AI was taking jobs. AI was changing industry. AI was changing careers. AI was changing countries. But here's an opportunity to benefit from AI because it is smart technology. So anyway, again, I had questions about that. I said, how can you make this kind of money? It sounds ridiculous. And here's the answer I got. There is a website called CoinMarketCap. It's a third-party company, nothing to do with Aurum. And what this site does, it aggregates the average price of certain coins and tokens around the world. So let's say Bitcoin's trading at $70,000 on one exchange, but on a different exchange it's 5,100. On a different exchange, it's 74,900. There's different prices on different exchanges. This site aggregates them so you can have a kind of like a running average. It's roughly around X price today. But it also shows you the winners and losers and the gainers. And when we look at the positive gainers, you can see here that Dogo did 2,090% in 24 hours. Now, Aurum's talking about 10 to 17% a month, not 2,000% in one day. When you see Elevate did 800%, or even Pepe Trump did 423% in a day. All the AI needs to do is to track and trace these moving signals. So what would happen if we take any of them? Let's say we take Pepe Trump. That coin had to do 1%. It had to do 2, 3, 4%. It had to do 10% before it reached 400 that day. It had to do 20%. It had to do 50%. It had to do 100%, 200%. And when the AI sees that graph, when it sees that movement, when it sees that run, when it considers all the other relevant information from the marketplace, from the news feeds, from Bloomberg, and it sees this movement, it's done 200% this morning, it just needs to hop in and take a little bit of profit. It won't stay in long because cryptocurrency is dangerous. It's volatile. It goes up and down. Look at Bitcoin. It was 120,000, I think, last October, and look where it is today, 60-something thousand. It's volatile, but that's where the money's made. It's made in the volatility. It's made in the ups and downs. So, but if the AI can go in and snipe, I call it sniping a little bit of profit. It's called high-frequency spot trading. That's all it needs to do to remain positive. So that was the answer I got. It makes sense to me. If these coins can do 2,000% in a day, it must be possible to do, let's say, 10 to 15% in a whole month. So with that said, again, that's not financial advice. That's just my own opinions. That's the EXI bot. I'm told it's the people's favorite. It's the longest running product. People have done very, very well with that, and they tend to stick with that one. There are others. There's about 10 or 14 of these bots. I'm not sure how many. There's one called the Pro bot. There's another one called the Zeus bot. I think there's 6 or 7 different activities in there. We can trade Bitcoin with the dollar, Ethereum against the dollar, Solano against the dollar, BNB against the dollar. These are specific targeted platforms. That's available. They have a new one called the Nero bot, which works on a decentralized fashion. But the EXI bot, I'm told, is the people's favorite. So we've had a good look now at the company, the infrastructure, the people behind it, the corporate talent, and that's growing and growing and growing. We've had a look at the product range, which is quite diverse. We've talked about gold and cards and AI trading bots. We've looked at ATM machines and point of sale terminals. We talked about this Visa card, which is exceptional. And the physical card is very difficult to get, but the what do you call it? The digital card, is it called digital? I think it's called digital
virtual
card.
Virtual card.
For the name of it, but anyway, you can actually set it up on your phone in 2 minutes from ordering it, where you can go around and just double click the button and tap, and it's a great facility if you're able to use a cryptocurrency anywhere in the world where Visa and MasterCard are accepted. So a phenomenal product. It is available on Google Play and also on Apple Pay, and the fees are 2.2% to convert or top up your card with this cryptocurrency payment. So all of that said, guys, the last thing I want to show you is the card in operation. This transaction was done last year in June. A customer from the UK made this transaction and sent me this video just to show me it working. I hadn't seen it working before, so he actually stopped his bot from trading. He said, stop trading, pressed a button and stopped it. Then he pressed another button and he said, top up card. And the profits that he made from the trading went onto this Visa card that allowed him to go and pay for his car parking, led to pay for his toll bridge, allowed him to pay for his holidays, allowed him to pay for his groceries every week.
Here we go then, second official transaction. Lovely, thank you, Mina.
Yeah, so that's the physical card in operation, but it's the virtual card was the word I was looking for, the virtual card. where you can establish it on your phone, where you don't actually need the plastic. They hand these out at events. There was an event just a couple of months ago where 600 of these were given to the audience that attended an event in Maldives. So, and I assume that will be the same coming up next month in probably in Antalya in Turkey. There is an event coming up there soon, and you can qualify for that. But again, please pay attention to tomorrow's Zoom. Get in 15 minutes early if you want a seat in that Zoom, because that will sell out in 5 minutes. So with that said, that's our presentation, our overview over today. I want to thank you for coming. Please do get back to the person that sent you this information. Get your very valid questions answered. That's important. Do seek professional advice, and do make an informed decision. I have been asked, could I explain the affiliate program for those who'd like to understand that? I'm certainly happy to share that with you. It takes 5 minutes. For those of you that are just interested in the products or the Visa cards or trying some of these systems, the presentation is now over. You're good to go. But if you'd like to see the affiliate program, because we heard Brian Benson say this in the video. Do you remember earlier? He said, I want to create 1,000 millionaires. Well, at the event in the Maldives just a month or two ago, there was about 200 or 300 people at that event. The host of the event asked those in the audience, if anyone in this audience has generated $1 million in profits from this opportunity, would you please stand up? Now, I'm sure some of those millionaires did not want to be recognized. They did not want to stand up. But I can tell you 8 or 9 people did stand up already that have earned $1 million from this. So when Brian Benson says he wants to create 1,000 millionaires, I can tell you there's probably about 970 places left if you'd like to be one of those. If you're willing to work, if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to learn, if you have an appetite for success, if you're committed, it can be done. And you can learn more about this at Train, but let's for now move over to the compensation plan. We call it the affiliate program. Affiliate programs are very popular. Apple have one, Amazon have a better one. Everybody understands the Amazon affiliate program. It's quite simple. This is just as easy, but I think it's more rewarding. When you start, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. We're not looking for money. This is attached to your account. If you open an account with these guys, you get an affiliate link. If you use it, you use it. If you don't, it doesn't matter. But if someone clicks on your link to access these products, that's your customer. And every time that customer makes a deposit, you get 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. If they top up, 3%. If they add money in 4 months, 3%. It's your customer. They've used your affiliate link. An affiliate program is simply a thank you bonus because the company didn't have to pay Google advertisement. It didn't have to pay Facebook marketing. It didn't have to pay television. It didn't pay magazines or radio. Because you shared your link, you get the payment. 3%. Now, you're not going to get rich. 3%, you might only have 2 customers or 4 customers. But where it gets better is when you understand how to get a pay rise. And I think everybody likes pay rises. If you start in a shop as a supervisor, maybe just on the ground floor stacking shelves, maybe you get promoted 6 or 7 months later to a supervisor of that shop. Maybe a year later, you get promoted to manager. Maybe 2 years later, you're area manager of 5 or 6 shops. Maybe then you become a director. That's progression. That's rank advancement. That comes with pay rises. We understand that in traditional business. Same here. It has a rank advancement program where you get a pay rise every step of the way. There are 15 ranks. After you go Nova, the next rank is Voyager. How do you become Voyager? Simple. When $7,500 of total team trading is operating inside the EXI bot, and that's why I featured that one tonight. It has to come from there. If $7,500 of total trading volume is generated from that EXI bot, and that can come from your customers and theirs and theirs and theirs. It's not confined just to your own personal customers. That $7,500 can come from an infinity generations of business. Once that target is reached, you're automatically promoted to 5%. What does that mean? That means when any of your own personal customers make a deposit or a top-up, you get 5%, not 3%. You've got a pay rise. If one of your customers introduces a customer by chance, they get 3%. Why? Because they're Nova. They get 3% like you used to. You get the difference between 5 and 3, which is 2%. To infinity generations on deposits is incredible. In addition to that, you get an immediate $100 cash bonus. It's added to your account faster than you can log in. faster than you can log in by instant smart contract. You'll find it in your account. In addition to that, you now get 5% every day based on the profitability of all customers in your entire team. You might have 2 customers. One of those customers might have 2 customers. The other one might only have 1 customer. That 1 customer could have 10 customers. There could be 70 customers, 90 customers, 10,000 customers. You get 5% match on every profit that all of those customers get if you're the only overriding Voyager in the structure. It's an incredible bonus. For those of you that don't like 5% and prefer 7%, that's available. How do you get 7%? Simple. When that $7,500 of total team trading grows to $25,000, when you have 2 Voyagers in your structure, you don't even have to introduce these people yourself. They could be anywhere in that structure as long as they're on 2 separate legs. When those conditions are met, you're promoted to Vanguard. Now you're getting 7% on your own customers' deposits and top-ups. If one of your customers brings a customer, they get 3% like you used to. You get 4%. You get the difference between your 7 and the 3% that they're getting. You get 4% on all deposits to infinity. So it's just a step up. It's just a pay rise every time. You get a $500 extra bonus instantly added to your wallet. And now your daily matching moves from 5% to 7.5%. It's incredible. As an overview on this presentation, if you've understood what I've said in those first 3 promotions, then you probably understand 70 to 80% of the comp plan, because it's just the same. It's just the next progression is 9%. How do you get 9%? The 25 trading volume grows to 62.5 in total between all the additional customers. You need a little bit more structure. You get a $1,000 bonus, and your daily matching bonus now rides at 10% per day on the profits. Let's say I was your customer, and let's say I made $100 tomorrow. You get $10 bonus from the company. If I make $100 the next day, you get another $10. If I make $100 the next day, you get another $10. Every day on all of your customers and all of their customers and their customers to infinity generations. If you're the only overriding Vanguard, you get 10% on all profits to infinity. Now, if there happens to be, let's say, a Voyager in the structure somewhere down there, once you reach that Voyager, you will get 10% on their account. But below that, they'll pick up 5. You get the difference between 10 and 5 to infinity. So the company cannot run out of money. They're only paying out 10%. 7.5 goes to the Vanguard, 5% goes to the Voyager or the differential. If there is no ranking, you get 10% on all that open volume. You can see here, if you go Oracle, you get a $5,000 bonus. If you go Prime, you get $10,000 bonus. If you go Elite, you get $20,000 bonus. 50, 100, 150. And have a look at this. As Brian Branson said, I want to create 1,000 millionaires. I have no doubt that if you make your way to Dominion, and probably before that, most people hit $1 million income before they reach the Dominion rank. But let's say, to keep it safe, you went to Dominion. There's a $500,000 instant bonus. Sounds crazy, but there's lots of people are hitting that target. In addition, you would already receive the 150 and the 100 and the 50 and the 20. There's $820,000. Plus what we had on the first page, plus these direct bonuses, plus these profit on profits. If you have a look down here at the bottom, alpha, the maximum the company pays out is 18.5%. Sounds like a lot of money, but it's only 18.5%. Think about what Coca-Cola, think about what Amazon, think about what Crypto.com paid to sponsor the Super Bowl. Many of these companies spend 20, 30, 40% of their turnover back into the market to advertise for new business. This company only pay out 18.5%. Less than 20% of the revenue is used for the compensation. These percentages are paid out on profits. That's profits generated from the market. But 18.5% is the limit here. And a lot of the affiliates are asking them, for even better pay rises in the future. So let's see, does that occur? But anyway, that's an overview, guys. We've kept it under an hour for you. We've talked extensively about the talent inside the company. We've talked about quite a few of their products. We featured the EXI box tonight. And then, of course, we've given you an overview on the compensation plan through the affiliate program. So with that said, I hope you find value there. I hope it was interesting for you. And I wish you every success in your journey, your due diligence to check this out. Do, again, please seek professional advice. Don't be misled. that high earnings are easily achieved. They're not. You have to work hard. It's not coming on a plate to you. Let's put it that way. So if you're prepared to roll up your sleeves and go to work, if you're prepared to learn, and if you're prepared to build an appetite for success, it's a bit like wanting to go to the top of the mountain. If you're happy to walk to the top of the mountain, it doesn't come without effort. You have to get fit. You've got to change your shoes and put the right footwear on. You've got to get aerobically fit to go up a mountain. Same here. One step at a time, you can go to whatever height that floats your boat. So with that said, thanks again. We'll see you all again same time tomorrow. And I wish you every success. Thanks and good night.
Now, there you have it. Those of you who don't have an account, first of all, reach out today, right now, because you could make money. At 8 p.m. Toronto local time, you get your daily deposits coming like I showed you on the Telegram right to your phone. Number 2, get a code. Ask for the person who sent you this video for the invite code. Get set. It takes about 30 minutes for the whole setup. You need a Proton VPN. Again, I repeat this over and over and over again. You need to use Brave browser. These are all free apps. And you need a authenticator to recognize your face when you log into your account. Then you can have it there. Then you get to fund your account. Start with $100. Test this out. I did, and now it's changed my life and my entire family's lives. And we're global. We're big. We're in Australia. We're in Middle East. We're in Asia. We are in Europe. We are in America. The Gilany Leadership Academy accepted the challenge to build 5,000 customers. There's no better win-win-win opportunity, because everybody needs money. If you want to make more money, come in the room, pen and paper ready to sign up, ready to get going, because we've shown you the proof. We have the experience, we have the expertise, and Hugh Paul himself is exploding that chart that he showed the millionaires. They're going to add another line in there for this man, because he is the highest earner in the company, and I have the pleasure to call him my rich uncle, which he never claims, never says. Humble as pie. What can I tell you? Is amazing people here. Make sure you get your code today. Sign up, fund it, get profits tomorrow. I'm Arif Gilany. Welcome to AI Finance, and have a great day.